Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's show is brought to you by Personal Capital. For a free trial of Personal Capital, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS. Again, click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
You see a guy on TV, you watch him for years and years, you think you know something about a guy.
That's true.
And I've been watching James Lipton for years from inside the actor's studio.
Isn't he like 89? I think we looked it up the other day.
He's really, really old. His beard, his mustache, darker than ever. And he reveals in my favorite magazine, do you still read Parade?
No.
I love Parade magazine. It's my favorite.
I don't think my dad even reads Parade.
No, it's got that question and answer up front. It's got Howard Hughes. It's got everything.
Jeez.
Love Parade. He reveals to Parade magazine that when he lived in Paris in the 1950s, he was a pimp. Hello, James.
Hello, Rob.
How are you?
Oscar.
Sir.
All my shorties.
What?
All of my homies.
What are you talking about?
You look great.
I'm exhausted.
Why are you tired?
It's hard out there for a pimp.
You're not still a pimp.
It's hard out there for a pimp.
You're
Yes.
not still a pimp.
In Paris, I had a fabulous stable. A stable of bitches. As far as the eye could see. French girls.
Of course.
French girls.
I understand it was
I'd love
actually
to get some of them on Inside the Actors Studio.
Is booking like acting?
Well, a bitch can't get $1 out of me now.
What? I don't even know what that means.
It's similar to acting in that we all play on a stage. We do. Yes.
Mr. Lipton,
Hello, Oscar.
you're an institution.
Thank you.
Actors clamor. They actually dream of coming on your program.
Well, we didn't get Marlon Brando.
Is that what you wanted?
What? I so wanted Marlon, but alas, it did not happen. It was not to be.
Sometimes, you do what you do.
Ain't that a bitch?
86 years young.
Yes, still chugging along.
Do you color your hair?
I do.
It's
As a matter
noticeable.
of fact, I actually color my skin after I color my hair.
Wow. You don't tan.
I dip my entire head into a vat of hair dye.
That is so horrible.
And when my skin comes out as black as midnight,
Yes.
I color it flesh tone so that the beard can pop against the skin.
It does.
Yes.
It pops. We have a lot of guests in here, and a lot of times they come in and I'll notice that they're wearing cologne. But you
Might I recite a small passage?
I wish you would.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at you prepared.
Now, Shorty, she in the club, she dancing for dollars. She got a thing for that Gucci, that Fendi, that Prada, that BCBG, Burberry, Dolce & Gabbana. She feed them foolish fantasies. They pay her 'cause they wanna.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
beautiful.
you. Yes.
But you don't.
I don't know what you heard about me,
keeps
but
going.
bitch can't get $1 out of me. No Cadillac, no perms. You can't see that I am an MFing PIMP.
Oh, you're a pimp.
Yes,
But
thank you.
But I don't think you're pimping anymore. But
No.
I guess once a pimp.
Once a pimp, always a pimp.
That's right.
I could do it tomorrow. I could get my bitches in line and make sure they pay good.
Because I was going to say, you seem to have doused yourself not in cologne, but in sort of a very heady perfume.
Ah, the scent of a woman.
Oh!
Yes,
oh,
Oscar?
oh.
Mr. Lipton, I'm on your LinkedIn profile.
That's Lipton.
Lipton with a P. There is no M, Oscar.
Lipton iced tea.
There is no, and I am not limp. Even in my 80s, I am in no way limp.
There's a misspelling on your LinkedIn profile.
Oh, there is?
Yes, I'll take care of that right now.
Woe is me.
It
Settle
says
down.
you're
Yes.
a writer,
Lipton
composer,
on the
actor.
zoo. Yes.
It never says anything about your entrepreneurial skills. Why not post that on your professional profile?
It was a chapter in my life that I swept under the carpet.
Oh.
And now I bring it forward because in your 80s, as you stare at the great abyss that is death,
Right.
you want to make sure that the record is straight.
In the 1950s, the carpets were big, weren't they?
Yes, and the carpets matched the drapes. Rob Spiwak.
May I, Mr.
Yes,
Lipton?
yes, Oscar.
James Lipton.
Yes, Lipton. James Lipton.
A game
Pizza.
A game that you enjoy with your actual guests and
Yes.
the people you profile is a word association game.
I love word association.
Actually, what I think he's referring to is your trademark.
Are you referring to the fabulous Pivot questionnaire?
Yes, the actor's
By the
quiz.
renowned French interviewer, Bernard Pivot?
That's the one. Have you ever
I
taken
drove a
the
Pivot
quiz?
once.
I believe I have not taken the quiz.
I would be honored.
I would love to
Thrilled.
enjoy the Pivot questionnaire by the great French interviewer and the greatest interviewer of our time, Bernard Pivot.
Did you ever give this Pivot quiz to Brando?
I didn't, but I gave it to all of my hoes. I did indeed.
All right.
They wouldn't work the streets for me in Paris unless they took the Pivot questionnaire.
Hey, you know what they used to call it over there?
What's that?
Gay Perry.
Gay Paris. What are you insinuating?
Let's get to the quiz.
Yes, thank you.
What is your favorite word? Oh, really?
Yes. He's giving me the quiz.
I want to play.
Give him the other question.
No, I have questions.
This is not. It's the Pivot quiz, Oscar.
Hand him another question.
I thought we were a comedy troupe. Improv, baby.
We're doing the Pivot questionnaire.
Oh, boo. All right.
Boo, boo, Mr. Lipton.
What is your least favorite word?
Well done.
Thank you.
John.
You know what? I'm bowing out. You guys win.
Didn't like the Johns?
That's hilarious.
And over there, were they called Johns or were they called Jean?
Jean. Hello, ho. Where's your Jean?
Where I'm from, they call him Juan.
Why?
Hey, you made Lipton laugh.
Hey,
Linton laughs.
he laughs.
Bernard Pivot.
He's a noted French interviewer.
Yes, the Actors Studio is proud to present Hose.
James Lipton, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
When a bitch
I hate that.
makes her
that
money.
word. Don't use that word.
It is a word of my trade.
But still, it's not
As
a
a
word
pimp.
of this trade.
When that bitch be making money, that turns me on.
Okay, what turns you off?
And the same phrase, when that bitch not be making no money. When I can't buy my Cristal for my homies. That bring me down, shorty.
Can I stray from the quiz for a moment?
Sure.
Do you pray? And if you pray, does it make you be happy?
It make me be happy. That is as inside a joke
Then let's
as
go back
any
to the
inside
quiz.
joke has ever been given.
What is your-
Gransville?
What is your favorite curse word? This is a question from Pivot.
Of course, my favorite is, I can't say it on
No,
your
you can give us
show.
the initial.
MFer.
Really?
Yes, and I refer to my other pimps as MFers regularly.
What about your dames?
My bitches?
Yes.
My hoes? I cherished my hoes.
Yeah.
As long as they be paying, I not be busting them up.
Did they wear as much perfume as you?
No, they did not. I'm covering the smells of 80 years old.
I see. I know the nose is the first to go.
Yes, don't holla.
What sound?
Go ahead.
What sound or noise do you hate?
A whining hoe.
Yes.
A whining hoe on a sad day night.
Oh, who doesn't?
Who wants to hear a whining hoe on a sad day night?
What would they whine about?
Not getting what they wanted. They whine about everything.
Yeah.
Food, clothing, me shorting them, stiffing them. Bernard Pivot.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I would like to be a construction worker. I would like to put on a flannel shirt and slip on those lovely Timberland work boots and shout at the ladies walking along the sidewalk.
Well, you're used to stacking bricks.
Yes, I stack bricks. That's what I do, homie. Way to go. Ah, you are down with the lingo. Yes, sirree, with a big swooping hat. I would like to wear a yellow construction hat, much like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs. Only yellow.
What profession would you not like to do?
A popo.
Oh, the cops.
I would not like to be the policeman.
Why?
Because I ran from them in my pimping days.
No, I mean,
The French constable.
When you ran from how are you dressed?
I had a huge purple hat with feathers and a velvet suit with platform shoes and gigantic bell bottoms.
Crushed velvet.
Yes.
I have the last question.
Yes, share
I
it with
hold
me.
in my hand the last envelope.
Yes.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Mr. Lipton, all of your hoes are down in room 1A.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Mr. Wonka,
I am extraordinarily busy, sir.
I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. The lifetime supply of chocolate for Charlie. When does he get it?
He doesn't.
Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir. Wrong. Under Section 37B of the contract signed by him, it states quite clearly that all offers shall become null and void if, and you can read it for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., etc. Fax mentis incendium gloria culpum, etc., etc. Memo bis punitor delicatum. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this? Build up a little boy's hopes and then smash all his dreams to pieces. You're an inhuman monster.
I said good day.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiwak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
That tape was a conversation Buzz and I had right before he left.
Really?
No, it's a joke. It's a little joke.
I wonder which was who. Or whom.
That's what you have to figure out.
That's right, James Lipton.
But we were both wearing the same outfits.
Big purple coat.
Live from Studio 1K in the Fiberplex Broadcast Center, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded worldwide 18 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT in Washington, D.C., and the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa. And we're delighted to be with you today. Our show is brought to you by Avalara.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if the tax man has you confused, I am here to tell you about Avalara. For anybody that's had to negotiate this, anyone who has ever owned or worked for a business that sells products or services, you know that the tax laws in this country can be paralyzing.
Of course.
Absolutely frightening. Avalara is here to help. There are 11,000 taxing jurisdictions in the U.S. 11,000.
That seems like a lot, Mike.
You know, this ain't the days of Paul Revere, Pally.
That's right.
They've all got different rules, and I'm going to give you some examples of the rules as we go on and tell you about Avalara, because some of them truly are mind-boggling and mind-numbing at the same time. If you sell products or services in more than one place, you need the help that Avalara can provide, and they are a one-stop shop so that you don't have to sweat this, you don't have to freak out about this. They can help. Get it right. Let the experts at Avalara help you right now.
When?
Right now.
Thank you.
It's the premier sales tax software for all businesses. If you are a TMOS listener, call today. Avalara is offering a free 60-day trial. It has been my experience that when a company believes in itself, that's when they offer you a test drive.
The thing about a free trial, there's nothing less taxing than that.
That's true, Rob.
Well said.
It is absolutely free, and you can try it for 60 days. So if you
Check
want
it
to
out.
say, I was thinking about this, I need this help, but I'm not sure what it's all about, they are confident enough in their product where they give you the free 60-day trial with no, and I mean no, obligation. Go to salestaxrescue.com today to get the tax help you need. That's salestaxrescue.com, or call them at 800-256-3139. That's Avalara at 800-256-3139. Stop worrying. Talk to the experts at Avalara today. It's easy, it makes sense, and you can get started right now at salestaxrescue.com. We thank you in advance for that.
Nice.
We didn't get to this on the show yesterday. I wanted to dive right into it because it's still in a lot of people's minds.
We
It's
were all
very
Tomo'd
timely.
yesterday.
We were Tomo'd. We will get an update on Tomo a little later on. I want to ask his
I was
best pal.
Tomo this morning.
Sometimes
Wow.
twice.
That sounds a little...
Oh, no.
That sounds... A little scary there. We all saw it, and I don't know why we all watched this, but it's rare that the three of us, three individuals as different as the day is long,
But they're cousins.
a couple of cousins, and you'll find they walk like us. Anyway,
That's Patty Duke, Oscar. You can Google it.
Patty
I'm out.
Duke. But we all watched Behind the Candelabra.
Wonderful film.
Oh my God.
I said the same thing. Now, before we start talking about Behind the Candelabra, the
Right.
Liberace story with Mike Douglas,
No, it's Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas,
That's
Mike
right.
Douglas,
Only man.
and Matt Damon playing lovers.
Yeah. And Scott Bakula and Rob Lowe.
Yes. Rob Lowe, the creepiest of all.
Oh, my God.
Rob Lowe, wonderful character. I mean, if he was really like that, playing the plastic surgeon
Yes.
to Lee Liberace, there he was. It was, I will be honest, I want to say this with complete and total respect to the gay community, that being a heterosexual man, I found that watching some of those scenes to be a little unnerving,
Yeah, I
to
can
say
see
the
that.
very least. It was a little
Because you're a hate monger.
no, I am not a hate monger, you bastard! I am not a hate monger.
Call a spade a spade.
I just really, it was interesting to me. I watched the whole thing.
It was, I will say this, it was a trifle more graphic than I anticipated.
Yes, the sexual content was, and really, you know, if you've got two actors that are straight, I would say they did a magnificent job
yeah.
of playing gay and playing, especially Michael Douglas. I think it was amazing.
But the thing is although he did a great job of playing gay, the overall performance of Michael Douglas, extraordinarily one-dimensional.
Yeah, I thought so. But wasn't Liberace one-dimensional, though, really?
If that.
I mean, really just always...
He was always on his stomach.
You know, now, this is from the perspective of Scott Thorson, who was the...
He tried to get by it, Mike. It was a good effort.
It was a wonderful effort. Mike.
I really did.
And now back to the Beer Barrel Polka.
Is this actually Liberace playing?
This is not Michael Douglas.
I didn't know he was such a monster.
Yeah, but you have
He
to...
had his lover
Right.
get plastic surgery, spoiler alert,
Yes.
to look just like him.
It's a little weird.
How many times?
Weird, a little.
How many times has Mike asked that of us, though?
I thought it was a bit.
Please get the implants.
When they showed that scene, I said, he's doing it. He basically runs over because they have this plastic surgeon doing a bunch of work.
Well, here's the thing. The facts, I look at a docudrama like that, and I actually take it all in and then kind of make a determination based on the facts. I completely agree. He was a monster, but at the same
Definitely
time...
did yoga.
But at the same time, it was, it is totally the perspective of Scott Thorson, who
Right,
was
so he's-
the boy toy. But then you put another fact in there that Scott Thorson was 17 years old when he met Liberace.
And you know
I
what?
did not
Don't
know
you
that.
think?
Cradle robber as well.
Don't you think that Matt Damon did a great job playing like 23 years younger than his age?
Absolutely. Well,
Or
Matt
the
Damon-
makeup people, I
Matt
guess.
Damon's kind of a baby face anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
and
doing.
dreamy.
There's so many pitfalls. There are so many pitfalls.
This is the
to
reason we didn't
discussion.
discuss this yesterday. You're scared.
I used to, when I was younger, I used to confuse Elton John with Liberace.
Really?
Because I finally realized, I was like, why do I feel like I've seen this guy before? And I was like, oh, I thought he was Elton John.
Well, no, Elton John, for most of his career now, out of the closet.
They both played piano.
And well, no, they both played piano. They're both gay.
And flute.
But the fact is...
Skin flute.
Okay, all right, stop
Sorry,
it.
That's right.
But Liberace, for years and years and years, I mean, passionately fought the tabloids.
Oh, not only that, sued and won.
And he didn't
Oh, he
have...
denied it.
Oh, he denied it. And here's the weird thing about Liberace.
How long is the show?
He denied,
Creep.
denied, and then was so overtly gay during his performances.
Yep.
In a flamboyant way. You
And
know?
well, in real life, on talk shows, everything.
And so it was, I think this is a guy that lived in a world of denial, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was not in fairness to Liberace, and there's only one area I'm going to be fair about it, our society was not as open-minded as it is today. And
True.
so you had a guy, but then when Oscar brings up the fact that, yeah, right there, that fact alone, he made the guy get plastic surgery to look like him. I mean, and he threw these guys away, one right after
and
the other after
they
the
kind
other.
of glossed that.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
they
no,
could've gone-
I don't think so. I think they made that clear. The first guy you see is the guy that's unhappily sitting in the dressing room, and he moves out 2 days later.
This is my protege.
Here's my protege. God. And the one thing I wish that Michael Douglas had done, I wish he'd done a little bit more Liberace.
No, you do.
'cause that's the
You
way-
did a great job.
That's the way Liberace talks.
And I really didn't know anything about Liberace until you guys started talking about him.
Right.
And then, which really led me to watch it on HBO, and which, by the way, had like rave reviews. Killed it ratings-wise.
Absolutely.
The rating was amazing.
Yes.
Was
Well,
it the
absolutely
Post?
amazing. I
The
mean-
Post didn't like it.
Well, I mean, I guess
What did the Post
general
say
public.
about it?
The Post said that it didn't have a central theme. It didn't seem to know what it was doing. I disagree. I thought it was a very entertaining movie.
I think the Post is full of crap.
It was Hank Stuver,
I
that
think
guy.
totally. I mean, what was the theme? The theme was exactly what that was. It was the relationship between the two men and how horrible and dysfunctional it was.
I will go as far to say as I think it was a great movie. I think it was Mommy Dearest great. I think it's going to get better with age.
I think you might be right about
He
that.
makes Michael Jackson look normal.
A lot of times, you guys know this on radio. When we go down a road where there's discomfort,
Yeah.
I'm not
a
uncomfortable.
little bit later. No, I'm talking about
You
when
with
we.
your hate mongering.
Now, will you stop? Can I finish my
Sorry.
thought as you continue to throw me under the bus?
No, you're doing fine, Lee.
Right. You know, I have to deal with Oscar now every day with
Yeah.
commercials.
There's a lot more Oscar
It's driving
than
me nuts.
ever before.
So it's like going down the road of discomfort, which to me, from the beginning of that show, I've seen, that we have girls, we have the real L word, we
Yes.
have the L word, we have a channel now that's devoted to this. But I'll tell you, in the mainstream, which is HBO, still relatively mainstream.
Oh, sure.
That is, as far as gay content, that's a significant amount of gay content, and I think that's why it's kind of challenging at the beginning for people that are not used to seeing that kind of material. And I will tell you that that's another reason why I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be more legitimate, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years
Yep.
down the road. And I think it will go down to be a sort of a trailblazing show.
Yeah, I do
You
too.
just mentioned the L word is females.
Yes. Right.
Which is vastly more accepted to females
Of course.
in
Right.
mainstream media
Right.
than to males. And you're absolutely right, because this is the first time, even when I was watching, I said, huh. And I'm pretty open. Like
So am I.
I'm just I would say, like, I have friends in my life that are gay, that are openly gay,
Right.
close friends,
Right.
And
Well, I mean, let's talk about it, because
Yeah.
this is the elephant in the room right now that we have to cover.
I think we're
You're-
talking about it.
You're talking about the fact that you've got, gay men. In my opinion, I'm not one of these believers.
how many
this is-
gay friends do you have personally
Oh,
in your
God,
life?
I can't even count. I
In
really
this
can't
room?
even count.
Yes.
I mean, I really, as far as
Like that come over at least once a week.
I don't have any friends that come over
Yeah,
once a week.
I
So,
do.
I don't have friends that come over once a week. So,
I have an uncle,
Oh, there you go.
so there you are.
right.
I've always called Mike Uncle Mike.
I'm 10% gay. So you've got, now I lost my train of thought because I'm being so challenged.
You're not being challenged.
Stop challenging
I'm
me.
asking you how open you are to the gay lifestyle,
I'm
how
very
exposed you
Worry,
are.
why are you going down this road? Of course
Because
I'm open.
you're the
dude. Before you were pissing in your diapers, I was inclusive, and I was bringing people on my show. So I actually remember fighting battles about having a gay character and having Cheryl the Big Dyke come up to me on the street and say, you know what? The gay community understands the humor, and thank you for that. And it's been a love affair
Again,
ever since.
it's completely different than what I'm talking about right now.
Okay, but-
when you're talking about strong sexual content,
No, what I'm
in the
ta-
gay community, have you ever had a conversation with a man about actually sitting there and on all the weird things they're into? That's what we've done. I've done that
Probably
before.
seriously before you were born.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably before you were born. I had.
Are you saying that
conversation.
resulted in his birth?
No, I told a story. If you guys listen, I told a story
know.
the other day about one of my many wives who had a guy that she worked close with. As a matter of fact, it was her assistant where she worked, and we went out and I sat down for about an hour and really just went back and forth about that subject. So the answer is yes. Let me finish my point. What the point I wanted to make was that I've always believed, there are people that I think are bigots in this country that will say this is learned behavior, that you can ungay somebody, you can send them to a camp.
they
and do
are
that.
horrible people.
So at the same time, I've met gay men that, when you bring up heterosexuality with them, there are many gay men that'll say, oh God, not my cup of tea. I think a lot of heterosexual men react like maybe some of us did in this room, where you see that and you're kind of reacting as like, oh, not my cup of tea.
Right.
That's to me what says this is a biological way. This is a way that we are programmed. This is a way that
I agree.
this is the way we're put together when we come out of the womb. I really believe that. So with that said, watching that content during the Liberace show, the Candelabra, it was very, very behind the Candelabra.
They should have called it the Liberace
The point
show.
I was making was that was kind of, I was like, oh, and you kind of, you're repelled by it, just like many gay men are repelled by sexuality between men and women.
Do you think that the filmmakers made it a touch more graphic than they might have anyway?
I don't know. I
To
don't
make
think so.
it,
I don't think it was really graphic.
well, not graphic, but they were
Simulated,
They showed more than we're accustomed to seeing in most motion pictures. Do you think they did that for a sort of shock value because you don't see it every day?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I said that yesterday, and again, I'm very open. I've heard. I have had friends that dated friends. It's in detail. Even to our own detriment. On past shows, we've talked about in detail what this lifestyle's all about, and to extremes to a certain point.
Well, there are also, as many, when you talk about that, are you referencing certain things that happen, say, in the male gay community, which I remember this guy saying it was not unusual for him to go up. This is back in the day. This is a long time ago. It still probably happens to have multiple partners on a weekend going up there to see his friends. But there are also plenty of gay couples
that aren't like that.
That are life partners and they're in committed relationships.
What again took me was, as I'm watching the story, and I didn't think it was going to be some grand documentary. I was waiting for a movie. What struck me, and this is kind of the first time I've seen this, because I've seen Brokeback Mountain, and even then it wasn't like, oh my God, what did we just watch?
Yeah, Brokeback Mountain was, with all that controversy, was much softer than, had less of an edge than this.
When you saw
don't use the word
soft might not be the right.
Certain scenes with Liberace getting the ground and pound by Matt Damon,
right.
I sat there and I'm like, okay, I understand you have to show how close a relationship was and how it was built on this extreme sexual nature.
Right.
And they had this appetite for that.
Right.
But when every 5 minutes is him on his stomach in bed naked, I'm like, enough, I get it, they're into this.
This is the litmus test on that. And I agree with you on that. That's the way I felt about it. But at the same time, if someone said, would you have felt the same way if it was a love story between a man and a woman? Probably not, because we've gotten so much more of that. Yeah. We're conditioned to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, but again, when I saw that movie could have been like a late night HBO special for men who are into men, because they should have had a little icon that said SSC, which stands for strong sexual content, before that documentary started.
And you qualified the fact that you have many gay friends.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked,
because this is now we're at a very pivotal moment for the gay community in our society.
I've kissed a dude,
and oh, hold on a second.
Well, I have. I'm not proud of it.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, weird.
Well, you've done it on your show.
I was on a dare.
You've done it on a dare on your show, so that doesn't really count. What would count is if during one of your blackout periods you woke up in the morning and it was one of those.
No. I would never admit to that.
He's been rubbed by a dude.
Let me say what I was saying.
Scratch.
This is a pivotal moment in the gay community. It really is. And so I think that's why we have to be a little careful when we discuss it.
Sure.
And that's why it's important to do that. I'm getting back to the original point where I felt the same way you did when I was like, do we have to see them doing that again? But the fact is, if that was a movie, because really it's simulated, it's not a lot of detail. You're sitting there,
a lot of ass cheeks,
a lot, but you also. You don't see the kind of frontal nudity that you would see in many hard R-rated movies. So my point is
hard R, Mike.
You just sitting over there. Nice to be you, isn't it?
It's great.
Nice to be you. While we're sitting here, we're building the pyramids over here, and you're over there just going. There's a little piece of dust on the granite.
Cue the jingle.
Hunt and peck him a little more, Rob.
Cue the jingle.
The jingle. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You said hard,
and then there's the guy who watches the guy watching the guys.
So here it is. This is the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
It's very difficult. What's great about this discussion is this is as comfortable as many people are talking
You're
about.
right.
A very uncomfortable subject for heterosexual men.
True.
It is. And I think that, the gay community, gay men they understand that to a certain extent. My point is that if it was a man and a woman doing what we saw, Matt Damon and Michael Douglas, nobody would blink an eye.
Right.
It wouldn't even be discussed. And that gets me back to the theory about this not being learned behavior. This is the way you're programmed. Yeah. And many gay men, lots of gay men, feel the exact same way when they see a man and a woman up there. So, when you're talking about that at all, I think it's a wash.
He was a monster, though. Back to the movie itself.
Back to Liberace himself.
Right.
If any of that is true, he was completely Satan. He was completely a
evil
terrible,
man,
terrible
man.
human being. And another thing, getting back to the whole gay issue, ultimately behind the Candelabra does nothing to help the gay community.
Oh no!
I mean, it's just another. It's just another.
Except,
right?
It was groundbreaking in the fact that it was a major league, big star, famous director, motion picture,
right,
that went further with that subject matter.
So you think it does maybe help the gay community?
If it doesn't help the community, it helps advance the cause of acceptance, I think, because they're putting it on television.
When I say
and it's never been done before.
When I say help the gay community, I'm saying
exposure.
It may be it breaks down some barriers. Maybe it does, but at the same time,
it could have been perhaps more helpful.
If Liberace in that is say let's put a woman in the part of Matt Damon. Let's say he was doing that to women.
Okay.
He would still be a deviant. He would still be a guy that was a monster, and just doing this, going through people. He liked things, like when he's doing the poppers and stuff like that, and he's sitting there and he's throwing.
He was 17.
He was when they met, he was 17 years old.
But
Matt
then
Damon.
they started I don't know what age did they start.
Another problem,
it was fairly quick in the movie.
Another problem is that neither of the two lead characters are entirely sympathetic. Obviously not Liberace because he's a monster. And what happened to Scott Thorson?
He turned into a coke whore.
Yeah, drug-addled young man. So really, for it to really advance the gay community's outlook, I think one of them has to.
Yeah, good try. So
they need to have a sympathetic character, and they don't.
In that story, there isn't one. I mean, the plastic surgeon's an ass.
The plastic surgeon.
I sympathized with Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, the agent, the evil agent. Most accurate portrayal in the movie. Okay, maybe we'll wrap this up.
Did your wife like it?
I don't really know whether she liked it or not. That's good. We'll give her a call.
Yeah, Mrs. Spiwak did not watch it.
We'll get a... Really?
Really.
Well, we'll get to her. She's on the show today.
Is she?
Yeah, what did I write down? Carrie Spiwak and the dark sense of humor.
Oh, yeah, that exists.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's I want to talk about that a little bit later on.
I like that.
This is a post that she put out there. I see a window into her soul. I see why you two bond.
Somehow we get along.
We'll take a break, come back. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are so delighted to be associated with Hulu Plus.
Oh, yeah.
A wonderful new company that's a spring. They sprouted from Hulu, the original Hulu, and you've tried streaming hit shows on your PC. Now they have expanded it with Hulu Plus. It's time to start your free trial of exclusive content in your living room, on your mobile device. Hulu Plus has it. We're talking about TVs, game consoles, smartphones, tablets, whatever you got, Hulu Plus has it for you. And they've got full seasons of your favorite television shows, even full seasons of classic TV shows when and where you want them. You are Mr. Classic TV Show. You got to love the idea that you can get so much of this wonderful content on Hulu.
Everything, and you know what? Stuff that doesn't exist on DVD. Even if you wanted to lay out the big bucks for DVD copies, it doesn't exist on DVD, but it's there for you on Hulu with the punch of a button. Everything you want.
You got great shows like Modern Family, Community, Monday Night Raw. The list is endless. You really can select exactly what you want, and Hulu Plus tailors it to you. They've got this content, and it's on demand, and you can get it everywhere. TMOS listeners can get an extended free trial right now. So you want to try it. I would give this a try. This is wonderful, wonderful stuff that you have instant access to. Click the Hulu Plus link at MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to HuluPlus.com/Mike. Now, it's a different code. We didn't do that, but we're going to give you that code. That's it. Usually we use TMOS, but this is Mike this time.
Right.
So it's HuluPlus.com/MIKE. That's the only change with Hulu Plus. Control what you want to watch, when you want to watch it. The list is endless with Hulu Plus. Give them a try. We'd like to hear how you like it. Just like Laura wrote me yesterday.
Amazing.
I would love to find out about Hulu Plus. All right, to wrap up the whole Candelabra thing, and it's really the reason I get so
passionate,
wiggy about it when we talk about it, Oscar, is because really when I talk about when you were in diapers, probably not that long ago, but really back in the day when I started doing the show, I did a character called Maurice,
right?
My sports character. and got a lot of heat because I was doing an effeminate sportscaster. And I remember Cheryl, God rest her soul, one of the great friends of the show.
She was awesome.
And very active in the gay and lesbian community in Washington, D.C., said, we loved that.
She gave you the stamp of approval. I remember. I listened. I remember.
Yeah, and it was not, and the stamp of approval was because I really do feel that community, especially now at this pivotal time, needs to be supported. So when I'm talking about something like Behind the Candelabra, I want to make sure that when we're talking about seeing those scenes and we get kind of creeped out by it, I think we get creeped out by it at our biological core.
Sure. Just
like a gay man who really is attracted sexually to men would look at a sex scene between a man and woman and go, not my bag. I don't like that.
And maybe even creeped out is not the right word.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
I think not my cup of tea at risk of sounding too much like a queen.
That's semantics.
It's pretty great.
But let's be honest. I'm going to cut through the crap, okay? The same, a gay man who is totally attracted to men and only men might see an overtly sexual movie with men and women and feel a little creeped out that there's so much sexual content in there.
Right.
So that's the reason I use that. It's just did the amount of sexual content in that show, did that diminish the product as far as you were concerned?
I don't think so.
It tainted the story, no pun intended.
Yeah, there was a pun intended.
For me, because I sat there and I said, like, I would walk in and out as it was on, because, again, I don't know enough about this guy.
Yeah, it's not your era. You didn't grow up with Liberace on TV.
But I was like, oh, there he goes. Oh, he's on top of him again. Oh, yeah, sweaty.
I think
a hot tub.
So you actually walked away from it?
No, I wasn't like...
He was keeping it tight.
I watched it because I knew you guys were going to watch it.
Right.
So I turned it on to see what all the huff and like puff was about.
It got a lot of promotion on HBO.
I don't think it diminished it. I think it was part of the storytelling. And that is, as you said, this is Scott Thorson's version of what happened. And if that's what he thinks is part of it, then it's part of it.
Here's an offer.
There he goes with poppers.
We've actually got a lot of people in the gay community. I'd love to hear what you thought of it. Drop me a line. Let me know what you thought of Behind the Candelabra.
And some pics.
Because really, I mean, at the end of the day...
Email me directly, Tab.
It might break down...
Don't send Mike your headshots.
So to speak.
It might break down barriers because it's mainstream that has a lot of men-on-men contact, but... You're talking about a pretty despicable human being, and it's the story of that human being, and then not a sympathetic guy in Scott Thorson either. It was.
I was really surprised that the watermelon diet is what did him in.
What was that Hollywood diet? I never understood.
They had a million of them. I mean, they were so.
They blamed his death on a watermelon diet,
and then later on,
of course,
came out and said it was AIDS.
It was AIDS.
Yeah, but when the doctor prescribed,
the Hollywood diet is just speed.
Is that all it was?
That's all it is. It's pills.
I couldn't tell what it was.
That's what got Scott Thorson
skinny again,
and in many cases cocaine, I think, as well. So he was. It was constant.
He sold
stimulants.
all that jewelry.
It was constant stimulants. That's
so
what it was.
He was taking
amphetamines, and
wow,
and
to get ready for his surgery where he got the chin dimple and to look like Lee.
And I was trying to Google.
You his son?
I was trying to Google a picture of the real doctor to see if that guy really
I never
looked
thought
like
to
that.
do it. Never thought
because
to do it.
Rob Lowe plays the plastic surgeon who gets Scott Thorson
Academy Award.
And I would love to see what the real guy looked like.
You'd have to actually see film of the guy talking. Because the actual look wasn't so much as when you saw Rob Lowe in action, unable to move his face.
So, for those of you that didn't see Behind the Candelabra on HBO, and we spent a very significant amount of this show talking about it, I urge you to check it out. They'll run it 1 million times.
They will.
On HBO.
Did you just go like this?
What's that?
He did.
Yes,
a hand gesture.
They will do it. Check it out. It's really, really terrific. And
we should have a viewing party.
We really
just
should.
You and
I like that.
Big dark living room with Rob.
Something that has, in my humble opinion, as much gay content
and sexual energy,
market service beverages, shirtless,
as Behind the Candelabra is our Spring Break Raw 2013 series.
Yes,
which is going to be available in just less than 2 weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks. 2 weeks for you guys. Here today is today's clip of Spring Break Raw. Everybody,
today's clip takes place on the Gulf of Mexico, Mike.
Very exciting.
The Mike O'Mara Show's Raw Spring Break 2013. When you'll hear Mike O'Mara say,
"What type of drinks are we drinking today?"
I'm drinking a Mai Tai.
That's what I'm having too. How come they come to somebody fart?
Oh, not me. It was Oscar.
I smell ass. Do you smell ass?
I can't smell anything.
I think it might be my breath blowing back in my face.
Remember, available in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Spring Break Raw. There it is.
Do you remember any of that?
I don't know.
Lots of ass cheeks.
We'll get a Todd Moore update in a second here, but I want to speak about Ms. Carrie Spiwak.
Oh, can you do it quick?
Yes. Are we taking a break?
Yeah, we got 23 seconds.
God, okay, very good. We'll take a break, come back with more. I want to talk about Carrie's dark side on the Mike O'Mara Show. And more fun and more thrills. Pass me that Mai Tai. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be right back.
They made up their minds and they started packing. They left before the sun came.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This portion of our program is brought to you by Personal Capital. Now, listen to me.
Yes, this is important.
Two things totally suck about managing your money.
What are they?
They are very easy. It's hard to keep track of, first of all.
Right. That,
to me, is number one. In my world, that is absolutely number one. Knowing what's happening where, and because sometimes I think it's a good thing because I'd hate to cry as I watched it just evaporate.
It's like an hourglass.
But really, seriously, it's hard to keep track of stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, and they're all on different websites with their own username and password. You're so freaked out about your passwords when it comes to managing your money. The second thing that sucks is you have to pay someone to manage it.
Right.
And you're probably paying too much because there's a big industry. There's an industry. Anyone that's ever gone through my experience, and I will tell this, this is back in the day when I would get a bill for someone that had lost me money.
Yeah, you don't like that, do you?
There's nothing better, because they give you a percentage of it to manage it, and it sucks.
Don't you think he should have to pay a percentage of what he lost?
I think he should, but that's the world, but not with Personal Capital, and that's why I love Personal Capital. It takes under a minute, and this is a phenomenal website.
Yep.
I loved doing this. It takes under a minute to set up. Just go to personalcapital.com/TMOS or click the Personal Capital banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Then you can see your whole net worth and how each asset is performing on one screen on your computer or through your app on an iPhone or tablet. Really, it shows everything you're dealing with, and it shows how much you're paying money managers and brokers in fees. It breaks it all down. Oscar,
you should know
this.
that. You should know that.
You know this for a fact. I mean, the thing that's great about Personal Capital and these companies now, there's so many strategies with software technology that allow you to do things correctly and do things quickly and do things in an easier way. This is a great example of that, all right? It's the smart way to make your money grow quicker. It's run by the former CEO of PayPal. It's totally free. Sign up for your free. Did you hear what I said? Totally free?
Totally free, Mike.
Sign up for your free. Go to personalcapital.com/TMOS. It's for free today, and it's for free for the foreseeable future.
You've got to see it on like an iPad. It is so intuitive.
Awesome.
It is so easy, and you understand everything.
A great
right
user
away.
interface.
Yeah, it is.
Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner. We thank them, and we appreciate their business on this show. All right, Carrie Spiwak.
Yes, my wife.
Yes,
of
Carrie
many
Spiwak.
years.
I love to float around the Spiwak's presence on Facebook.
Well, it's a perfect segue because Carrie actually handles the Spiwak's Personal Capital.
She does.
Exactly. Carrie Spiwak, Brad is Rob's best friend.
Right.
And Carrie...
Well, technically, Carrie is.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Well, Carrie made a comment today. There are two things at play here, and I'll try to explain them as best I can. You've got Brad, your friend, who writes about going somewhere for hamburgers, and the way I got the gist of his message was that his son was not happy that he was going along. That's what the post was.
Yeah, that was it, is that his son expressed disappointment that on a family get-together, Dad was going to have to come along.
Like the extended family. So a bunch of the family members are going out for burgers, and he writes, and my son was upset that I was going. And so that right there, that's a little disturbing.
Sure.
And, everybody's writing little sympathetic comments about
they're at
this.
that age.
Yeah, don't worry, it's that age.
And Carrie's comment, not sympathetic?
Carrie's comment. First of all, how old is this kid we're talking about? And
Mickey,
I'm going to preface this by saying she's joking.
Yes.
But it's Carrie's dark side.
I think Mickey is 5 now.
Okay, so Carrie's comment.
He should love his father at 5.
Out of the blue, Carrie says, "Have you tried shaking him?" I'm like,
Jesus
and she's
Christ.
done this to me.
I've not seen that.
She's done this
my
to me
God.
multiple times. And
Child abuse.
Now listen, it's a slow friendship with me and Carrie. Carrie and I.
You guys aren't friends.
But I talk
But
to her.
every time you talk to her,
I never have a bet. She makes me laugh.
You look at your watch.
She makes me. That's
no,
not
that was
true.
17 years ago.
That's not true.
17 years later, now I'm looking.
Me laugh. This was big laugh.
She is
I'm
fun.
like going, have you tried? You see all these sweet little things, and she's
And
just,
what's so great,
it's so evil. What
the
she
way
wrote.
the way that Brad will laugh at that is going to shake walls of houses. Brad will love that.
That is great.
But she's not shy to go to the dark side. Bless her heart.
let me see what he.
Yeah,
wrote.
I've seen from Carrie more like dark humor.
Yep.
Comments than I have been like real sincere, loving ones.
Has she gotten more evil as time has gone on?
Oh yeah, well you know what, Mike? It's a contagious disease, and she spent a lot of time with me.
Right.
But it's always been there.
Has she? This is, and I've been there myself because I have some kind of dark humor.
Right.
Oh. I just saw a picture of Rob.
Which one?
Is there another one?
Look at this.
Can I see?
Yeah, who's
I can't
the guy?
see it that angle.
Now
Give me
You
that
turned
angle.
me into Vader when Vader took
I
his
see
mask
it.
off.
In
Yeah,
Return of the
yeah,
Jedi.
yeah.
I was floored. What's the guy's
great.
name that did it? Is it John Boxler?
No, it's Michael Blower.
Hey, I hardly.
Michael Blower.
just-
Michael
missed that
Blower,
Yeah.
thank you for doing that. I was laughing
Michael
all day
Blower,
yesterday.
one of your friends.
So
Actually, I don't think he is a friend.
when you sit there and some people will take it, they'll take it to heart. Like they'll
Oh, yeah.
think you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Does that ever happen with her?
I don't think it does, and I don't think
Because
she'd
they
care.
all know her.
I don't think she'd care even. Yeah, She's
It
got a
kind of
pretty good-
happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Did you guys see the picture I posted last week of a Nissan Xterra on its side?
No.
I was driving to dinner and I saw a Nissan Xterra literally on its side.
Looked over, yeah.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it because we had to stop. There was police activity.
Yes.
So I took a picture of it and posted it. And she posted something on there saying something to the degree of, glad you didn't stop to see if everyone was okay. To me.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a joke.
Oh, but you got
bugged
steamed
me.
up.
Yeah, it really bothered me.
Well, you were also cranky because you'd been delayed.
Well, sure.
And really, Mark, the real dick move would have been asking if you had hit a pedestrian.
I think
Yeah.
he took it down.
Really?
I think he took. Brad took it down.
Well, it could be. I'll ask him about it today.
You really don't like surf around to check and see what your friends are up to, do you?
Occasionally. I mean, mostly I talk to Brad on the phone.
No, what do you do mostly on Facebook? You tell people about you.
That's what I do.
Well, isn't that true?
Yeah.
Because I'm stunned that you didn't see this.
It doesn't. Well, you know what? Sometimes with 5,000 people, Mike.
Yeah.
Too
Sometimes
much.
you miss one. You miss one.
Let's go
And
to
all those Beatles shirts coming in the mail.
It was an album and it was Wings. But thanks for paying attention, ass.
All right, let's see. I'm trying.
Beatles
to see.
shirts. Look, more Beatles shirts.
How many Beatles t-shirts do you own?
I own like
Okay,
5.
all right. So this is
Five
where she's
too
making
many.
me laugh.
Okay.
So Katie writes puts this picture
Katie.
of a sloth, Katie Powers,
Right.
And so
Katie Vander Herman.
yeah, Katie von
Herman.
and she puts a cute little picture of an animal, and Carrie writes, "So stinking cute." It's like she's like funny. She's gotten funnier. What do you think?
She is funny. She's funny. You think if she wasn't funny, I wouldn't have kicked her out by now? And still, it's on the bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
You
So
care,
you're a-
care to elaborate, Rob?
No. So you're
God Almighty! All right,
you're a
I'm just
fan of
looking.
Carrie Spiwak.
Maybe I could bring her into the show one day.
I'd love to have her on the show.
Yeah, me too.
No, would you like to have her on the show?
No.
Why, no. Oh
She'd
my
even,
God!
She'd even make it to your baby shower.
Rob's face
You
is
think
the
she's
color
gonna come
of that
here?
candle right now.
I do not want her here.
You don't?
No.
Not even for one segment?
No.
Like if we gave her the front segment and then she left.
She
after
comes
that?
at Christmas time, and that's it. Much like our relationship.
Okay, I just thought it was weird. Have you tried shaking him?
That's great.
That was just
She is
funny.
funny.
I wish I'd thought of that.
So I'm
actually.
just giving your wife a little compliment out there.
I'll
and,
pass it along because she won't hear it because she never listens to anything I do.
Yeah, but it's better that way, man.
Do you think? What do you fear the most? I know we all fear having our significant others on the show,
Right.
Because I've proven it myself more than anybody else. They can say horrible things that are terribly embarrassing. Is that the number one thing that you fear?
I feel that, and I also fear that she might come at me with a knife.
What?
No, come on, serious answer. What are you worried about?
I fear that she will, to be totally honest, she would sort of disassemble what I am on the air.
Really?
Because on the air, I'm different than I am at home.
Okay,
We all are.
Would you like to
Not
elaborate?
me.
Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I am.
You're a good husband.
You're
loving.
She is the boss of the house.
Well, we know that.
I think people know that she runs the house.
She gives you an allowance every week.
Oh, I don't even get that. But she really is. She is the boss of the house.
I just know. I'm saying to myself, and my inner government right now is telling me, don't ever go there with Rob again.
Yeah.
It's incredibly. He's almost totally locking down.
Yeah, he is.
I'm a little worried about. So
she's scared of the boss.
So she would deconstruct you in such a way where she would insult you on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think
She
so.
would
And
put you
also,
down.
she would get the way she is on Facebook, the darkness of Facebook. She knows that's what you like. She would see you as the toddler, and she'd come at me with both guns blazing.
I'll book her tomorrow.
Please.
And you know what? I can deal with it from you guys.
What a great picture on her cover page, though.
Which one is it?
With your beautiful family. It's her and the kids, and it's really terrific.
And I'm not in it?
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm not trying to bust your
No,
balls.
it's fine.
That's just a really
Oh,
nice
so I
picture.
took that picture.
That's a
See,
gorgeous
that's why I'm
picture.
not in it.
That is a terrific picture.
Hey,
I was allowed
you
to
okay?
take yeah, I'm fine.
And this is why everybody hates me.
Yeah, here he goes.
When the boss went to Japan.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What did you put in your Wheaties this morning?
Did she make that decision, or did you even have a say?
Oh, she said she wanted to go to Japan, and I said, yeah.
I mean, that's a long time ago.
But again, you know what? It's not like I would ever have known.
Yeah,
you
that's
could have
true.
said, I'm going to be late at work. I said, when are you getting home? Next Thursday.
Yesterday she Yesterday she posted a quote. This is from Carrie Spiwak. If everyone listened to me, this would be a perfect world.
That's from her favorite character, literary character, Lucy from the Peanuts.
Okay. So Lucy I didn't know that Lucy's last name was Van Pelt.
Yeah, and Linus is her brother, so Linus Van Pelt and Lucy Van Pelt.
I had no idea. I never knew they had last names. I guess if you get into the comic strip, they do.
Charlie Brown, Sally Brown.
Right.
Well, okay.
Sally Brown.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Sally Brown?
His sister.
Yeah, Sally with
The
the
little
yellow hair
blonde girl.
that has a crush on Linus.
You're really uncomfortable. I love this.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love this.
I'm uncomfortable
No, I love it.
This is terrible.
Awesome.
This is terrible. Yeah.
It's like he's talking about his parents.
The word, you know what's popping into my head again and again now?
What?
The word deconstruct.
Oh, yeah.
Rob would leave the studio crying.
Carrie is his kryptonite.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've had a long and successful marriage. You should be proud of that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It works for us.
You should be very happy.
A lot
You're
of frequent
speaking-
flyer
You're speaking in
miles.
3-word answers. You normally can't shut the F up. I get you on
So
this
are you
subject.
happy that I'm quiet or
No.
disappointed?
I'm just trying to put a show together.
There's a
today.
there's
fine.
a trigger that as soon as he started getting like really into it, you got a little nervous, which is we don't see that about you because usually you're just cocky and you're flopping your gums.
You see, and I can't be cocky when she's here because she knows what I'm really like.
Well, you're a loving husband.
I love her a lot.
Let me ask this.
Okay.
I've been here, and I don't mind talking about it. I think maybe I would think we've all been here to a certain extent. That, you know, when my wife would be doing a little appearance on the show,
Right.
Although I can't control her, I definitely would have a moment where I would take her aside and go, "Hey, listen,
knock it off.
don't. You know, you
come
went
on.
there last time. Please,
Yeah,
please,
and
for the
we've
love
had
of
that
God,
talk,
don't."
but the last time she darkened a microphone.
When she was drinking,
Yeah, it was Christmas, and it was
like 2 years ago.
no. It was on the most recent Christmas show, the Omericast that was
In
recorded
December.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she came in.
oh, that was the one I didn't. That's the one I didn't sanction.
Well, thank you. I
That's-
wish you had pulled it.
That's the one where Marcus Serta and all you drunks sat down
Yeah.
and said, "We're going to do another show," which always happens with microphones.
And Carrie sat down and did a good 10 minutes that I detested. And then she said, "You mean that was a show? I thought you guys were all just sitting talking." I said, "Sitting talking
Was it
with
horrible?
headphones and microphones?" It was not horrible as it was uncomfortable. But when she tells Marcus Serta that she enjoys my balls, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah. Okay.
Big win.
Well, you know what, pal?
Big win.
Who's your buddy?
You are.
I'm going to tell you that is complete your call. If we do a while, I'm right there with you.
What about my vote?
Your vote. You know what?
You've already been outvoted.
You put a ring on her finger, and then we'll talk to you. That's
Who?
how that works.
Who's that?
Oh, stop it!
How dare you.
Stop
We got a
that.
fight last night.
Oh no!
I had to
She's
remind
not
her-
even in town.
I had to remind her what's what.
Oh no!
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
he was using his pimp hand like James
Yeah.
Lipton.
All right,
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm slotting you in.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Because, well, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I
Yes.
want to talk about the complicated relationship you have with your mother.
Oh.
Because that's got to,
Well,
you know,
that's
and
so-
just be prepared for a little Oscars world.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
Taj, her call this morning.
Brief question.
Yes.
How can you have a put her in her place fight when she's 4,000 miles away?
Well, sometimes you got to remind them.
But is this the time?
Well, sometimes it's easier because then you can say, hey, I'm shutting off my phone. No need to fight about this.
She's a sweetheart.
She's all right.
You don't chase that woman away.
I'm not chasing her away.
No, you behave
but if you don't remind them that you're the boss, they forget.
No, you got to get off of that. You got to get off of that thing, And you know what? It always happens when you're hanging around him. That's when this happens. That's right.
Oh, please.
Because he's dysfunctional.
Yeah.
No.
That's right. And how's he doing, incidentally? Let's get a mini update.
Oh, a Tomo update.
Any responses?
Tomo All Access on Facebook?
I looked at Tomo All Access, and to say that there was a groundswell of support, might be just a bit of an overstatement.
I'd say it's a 1.2 on the Richter scale, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest.
Okay.
Though he's got some candidates.
Does he have some hot leads?
He got a tranny and 2 solid candidates.
Tranny. Now
we had a list though, and I don't think transvestite was among the accepted.
When Mr. Santana mentions tranny, he's simply talking about the quality of the woman that we're
so not an
actual tranny.
One young lady submitted her
Color
friend,
means surprise.
And her friend is gorgeous,
really,
and a lot from the West Coast, Los Angeles.
I told Tomo after I got to ride in his Tesla yesterday.
You looked so happy.
I drove his Tesla. Amazing car.
Amazing.
Really amazing. The only thing that freaks me out is sports cars. They can normally hear you coming. Yeah. This is a silent vehicle. You cannot hear anything, and of course...
I know there was one thing you could hear in that car.
What? No, I didn't do that.
That's good.
Rob, what have I always said? What is the primary mode of transportation in Manassas?
Oh, it is that in the Toyota?
No, it's the bicycle.
Oh, the bicycle, of course.
And there are lots of bicycles. There were tons of them out there yesterday. I almost hit 2 bicyclists on, because I went down the road that's supposed to be 25.
Sure.
And I wanted to feel the torque. And, of course, just like somebody said, oh, Mike's going to be driving the fast super torque sport car right now. Let's get him out there and let's put a bicycle in front of him. And that happened. One time the guy seriously almost went right out in the middle because you can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
It's just like a whooshing
No,
bird.
and a Prius has an engine and a battery, right?
It does, yeah.
So the Prius will go from making a little noise to no noise.
That's right.
The Tesla makes no noise ever.
No noise. I didn't hear any noise.
But in your defense, it was a unicycle, so they're harder to see.
Yes, a unicycle with a big Mario Brothers mustache on, too, at the same time.
Now, tell me about what was it like driving it?
It was space age, very, very unique. In many ways, much like a regular car,
right?
But the thing that I noticed the most, a massive screen in the center console where you could see like your nav, and you could see a backup camera, and that was
it's
my
like
favorite.
Bigger than an iPad.
Outside of the performance, that was my favorite part of the car. The other thing that was
the pickup.
The pickup was astonishing, but when you would slow the thing down, I guess it charges the battery and it kind of brakes. You really don't need to use brakes. When you take your foot off that gas, it automatically slows the car down dramatically. You got to get used to that.
Wow, I guess I wonder
cool.
highway travel would be weird in that.
Well, right now the challenge is, is long distance travel. It is. It's a challenge. I mean, you don't want to hop in that thing without a serious plan if you're going to go from, say, Washington D.C. down to Charlotte, North Carolina. You don't want to do that without a plan and knowing where you're going to be able to charge.
If you're just in the neighborhood, though, you get a whole bunch of those orange extension cords.
Yeah.
You drive anywhere.
And you can go anywhere.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you can take a trip up to Gettysburg, just, keep buying cords.
They actually
but don't unplug them along the way.
When you buy the vehicle,
yes,
you can buy a long extension cords in case you go get to someone's house and they don't have the proper outlets outside their home.
You can actually
you
do
can
that.
Wire it into their laundry room and you're good to go.
So it's like a dryer plug with the slanted things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what you would do. You just have that super long
just in case
cord to do it, and you really can charge it at any house.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're stopping to visit somebody, you're using their electricity.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's the etiquette there? What's the protocol? Do you put a 20?
I'm
down
saving
on
the
table?
environment. Open up your window.
Mark would
I
do
gotta
it
put this
anywhere.
cord through.
Oh yeah.
You
charge your iPad at someone's house. Same
how
thing.
many things do we charge here?
Mark has a sign at his house right now that says Tesla charging supported here.
Yes.
That only works.
My great grandfather is where I get my 1/8.
Right.
And he had a reputation for always running out of gas whenever he visited the house.
This is how strange...
He did, every time. Can I just borrow a little from the lawnmower can?
Wow.
Just quickly, this is how strange and open this community is. People open up their garages for people to charge their cars.
What?
There's an app for people to find people that are willing to do that. You can just stop at like a friendly Tesla owner's house, and they can charge a car if you're on a road trip.
Which is great because 6 people own Teslas.
Yeah.
That's great. We will take a break. And, hey, I want to remind, programming note, tomorrow morning I'll be on with the Junkies here in Washington, D.C., 106.7, our old radio home. And they're still good friends of this show. They're nice enough to have me come by and talk about my ride. That's tomorrow at 7 a.m. on the Junkies show. Yes.
Can you ask Rabbi about his racehorse and JP about his toenail?
Oh.
Am I going to get in trouble if I do that?
No.
Really?
It's actually, it'll be dramatic for you. You'll love it.
Really?
Yes.
All right, I'll do that after I promote the ride. That's a good idea.
I like that.
We'll take a break, come back with Rob, and oh no, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting.
That's right, it's news.
It's news you may not need next. And how are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're still red.
I think it's my blood pressure. I might be dying.
News you may not need next on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment is brought to you by the Mangrave. I literally don't know you. I will sit there and do a segment, and then I will be totally surprised. But you're very much like I was back in the day.
Yeah, you're guarded.
You feel like you're open and exposed, and that's why Mark Booker in the next couple of weeks.
I got it.
Anyway, this segment of the program,
she can't wait to come here and spend more time with us,
is brought to you by the Mangrave Grill Enhancement System. We can always call her.
Yes.
Father's Day is coming up fast.
Yes.
Your dad needs man grades, don't you think so, Oscar?
Perfect Father's Day gift.
Why are they such perfect Father's Day
Well,
gifts?
because usually you get him cruddy socks, a horrible tie, maybe a ball cap that he doesn't care for. Because men like things that are tangible, heavy tools.
Real. I love the weight of the box, and it's something where your dad gets that he knows it's not going to be a tie.
No.
And so
here's
he's
a
excited.
17-pound tie.
Now, the thing I love about Mangrade, and you can go to mangrade.com, enter the code TMOS, and get your special price, $19.99. I've always loved this, and I know that when Rob's hanging out with his wife, he loves that grill brush.
Oh, I love it. You know what? It saved our marriage.
No.
Things used to be, Mike, so boring in the bedroom.
Oh.
The Mangrade Grill Enhancement
Which end did you
System.
use?
Oh, my God.
Well, you start with one.
Named one of the best grilling accessories by Men's Health magazine, Mangrades make the perfect
Just
Father's Day gift, and thanks to Evan and all the good people at Mangrades.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Well, here's our lead story today. Carrie is going to be joining the Mike O'Mara Show cast.
That's right.
As a regular contributor.
Every bonus show.
Carrie's Corner.
It'll be a lot of fun. Minnesota Representative Michelle Bachmann. You know her, right?
She's a nutcase.
A conservative firebrand. That's what she is, Rob. And she's a favorite of Tea Party Republicans. She said Wednesday she will not run for another term in the United States House of Representatives.
Watching her today, I was reminded about something we said over a year ago. There are times when she looks really good and times when she looks like a witch.
Had a video. She made the announcement on her website, I think it is, and she had one of those good days. She looked as good as she can look
That's
right
right.
now.
You're right.
Absolutely.
Don't you think, as soon as I saw that she was retiring, I couldn't help but think of Liberace and his capes? She would probably wear that in her personal time.
I'm not going to serve in the House of Representatives.
8 years is enough, Lee.
I decided to move on. I'm moving on with my life.
She is currently involved in an FBI investigation into her campaign finances, and so that might be the reason that she is leaving.
And there was such great wording in the statement. There is nothing that ever approached being inappropriate as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, so
She's really distancing
I don't
herself
recall.
already. Yeah.
that is the speculation. Hundreds of Buddhists. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do my little thing here.
Where's your swoop?
Hundreds of Buddhist men on motorcycles waved iron rods and bamboo poles and threw rocks in a northeastern Myanmar town on Wednesday, a day after a mosque and a Muslim orphanage were torched in a new wave of violence that's targeting the religious minority, that's Muslims.
Right.
Residents said a movie theater was burned as the mob sped around town. Many Buddhists and Muslims stayed locked inside their homes, and shops were shuttered after Tuesday's violence in Lashio town, that's near the border with China, the latest region to fall prey to the country's spreading sectarian violence. The rioting in Lashio was sparked by reports that a Muslim man had set fire to a Buddhist woman. Be hard to do, I would think.
Yeah.
Just
tragic.
Walk over and set somebody on fire.
Well, they'd have to almost be willing to play along.
Thank you, Rob. The U.S. is as politically divided as it's been in modern history, and Congress has definitely followed that trend. So what is Congress actually able to accomplish, you might wonder?
I wonder, what is Congress going to get
What do you
done?
think they're good at?
They're good at delaying stuff.
Pork.
According to a new report, they're really good. This is a legitimate story.
Right.
They are really good at naming post offices.
That they can do?
Yeah. Since 2009, they have managed to agree on names for 116 post offices. That accounts for about 20% of the laws they've actually been able to pass.
That's nauseating.
That's the way it's doing it,
Hey,
man.
we have our post office, P.O. Box 3. What's that called?
Sven.
It's just the name Sven?
It's not often that a study comes out and totally encourages one of your addictions, so cherish this one. A new study, this is out of Western Australian Institute for Medical Research. They have found that it's good for you to drink exactly 4 cups of coffee a day. Do any of you? I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't know about this.
I drink about 2.
I used to drink coffee as a small child, as you know, because that's what they do in my culture. When you would sit down, even if you're 5, you would sit down and be a little un café o pancito, a little coffee and bread.
Oscar, get me a Folgers, please.
Oh no,
But they
big
put a lot of
Colombian
milk
coffee.
in it?
No milk, no milk.
Really, just like black coffee?
You get lechecita once in a while, but I would drink it black.
This study says it's good for you to drink exactly 4 cups of coffee a day, no more, maybe a little less, but not too much less. At 4 cups, the good chemical compounds in coffee help decrease your risk of heart disease and diabetes, and drinking 4 cups of coffee can also help you lose weight.
There you go. The caffeine
Like
probably,
that.
like
That's the way it
speed.
goes. Less than 4 cups, you don't get the full health benefits. At more than 4 cups, the researchers found you actually begin to see negative health effects and more risk of gaining weight if you drink too much coffee.
Well, the thing is, when they say a cup, if they're defining a cup as 8 ounces, a cup, I mean, even like a small at Starbucks is like 2 cups of coffee.
Right.
Then.
Yeah.
So you have to really
you never
measure.
really have a
How
cup.
many cups have you had today, Mark?
I've probably had the equivalent of 3.
3 cups, okay.
Yeah.
Dose.
All right, only one more. You know how you always got Rob, I need that loud. That's not going to work for me if it's not loud. Here we go. There we go. You know how you always kind of suspected the pizza delivery guy hates you but never had proof?
Right.
Here is some proof. A few weeks back in Sanford, Florida, of course it's Florida, a Papa John's delivery guy dropped off a pizza. A few hours later, he was talking to a coworker, and he accidentally butt-dialed a customer he'd called early in the day. This is where it gets interesting.
Oh, boy.
He told his coworker about how he was stiffed on the tip, and then he began trash-talking the customer, and the customer was a black guy.
Oh, no.
And the guy that he butt-dialed was not the same customer he was bad-mouthing, but he was also a black guy.
No.
And when he's bad-mouthing the customer, it's filled with racial slurs, including he actually sang during the butt dialing.
Oh.
You know the song Figaro, Figaro.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Do the writing.
Yeah.
Do the rewriting. The driver had accidentally butt dialed a different customer. In the message, the coworker asked the delivery guy if the customer tipped him, and the driver says, quote, "No, not at all." So his buddy says, quote, "I guess that's one of the requirements of being in Sanford, Florida."
Wow.
So it continues to get curiouser and curiouser in Sanford. I can't believe this high school prank could lead to a felony charge, but it did. A 17-year-old girl, Caitlin Booth, she was charged with a felony after she changed a student's name in the yearbook. The student's name was Reagan, Raigan, Reagan Mastain, and she changed the name from Mastain to masturbate.
Yeah.
Really?
I saw
Felony
that coming
charges.
from a mile away. That's hilarious.
The school didn't catch it until the yearbooks were printed. It would have cost. This is so cheap, school.
Yes.
You got to change it. I think you got to reprint them. You really
do.
The school would have paid $41,000 to replace all the yearbooks.
Oh, no.
They chose to print out stickers.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
That's not going to spotlight it, is
No,
it?
and you know what? Really, that's not what she should have changed it. She should have changed it to ass stain.
But everybody is gonna know.
Don't you think?
Ass stain.
Reagan masturbate.
The girl, Reagan, says she's not sure why Caitlin did it because they're not really friends or enemies. Quote, "I wasn't devastated. It was stupid, but I wasn't upset." And I'm not sure why I gave her a German accent.
Maybe it was she always kept to herself. That's how she earned the nickname.
And now, Rob, time for a little something.
Love a something.
A man has died in Belarus following a rare and unlikely. This is a serious story.
Okay, so then
Let
don't
me
laugh.
compose myself,
You mustn't
please.
laugh.
A man has died in Belarus following a rare and unlikely beaver attack.
Oh.
Yes, gentlemen, it is sad. The unidentified 60-year-old victim was a former member of the Army. According to The Telegraph, the fisherman died in the Minkovici area in Brest. That's in the Belarus region. He was trying to snap a photograph of the beaver when it launched itself on him.
Yeah.
This, according to Sergei Shtyk. I am not making the name up. It is Shtyk.
Who hasn't been there?
Sergei Shtyk says, a beaver is a wild animal after all. He is the deputy head of the wildlife inspectorate in the region. Officials cite lack of caution in approaching the beaver as the catalyst for the incident. The attack took place during daytime with the beaver biting the man's thigh. No word as to the fate of the beaver, but rumor has it he's still in the woods hanging out with moose and squirrel. We'll take a break.
I love when you keep it serious, Mike.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I hold my hand up when that's coming for Rob. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio vault right after this, everybody. Hey, everybody. Quench is coming back. Quench for Knowledge.
Come on out.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, and this segment is brought to you by Quench for Knowledge. Join Mr. Rob Spiwak and Mark Ronick. They're going to be there Thursday night, May 30th. That's this coming Thursday at Quench in Rockville, Maryland for America's favorite trivia game, Quench for Knowledge. It's fun, it's free, and there are 5 big ways to win big.
That's right, 5 big ways to win big.
Also, enjoy the signature cocktails and cuisine that make Quench your best destination. Fun time, dinner time, cocktail time, happy hour time, anytime.
Quench time.
Bring your friends. The fun starts at 8:30 Thursday, May 30th at Quench, 9712 Treville Gateway Drive in Rockville. For more information, visit quenchnation.com. Let's open it up for May 29th, 2013, Rob.
Heading up the road to Rosedale, Maryland. That's just east of Baltimore, I think.
Okay.
You ever heard of it?
Nope.
What happened is a freight train plowed into a truck.
And a big explosion, correct?
Huge explosion. Now, no one is dead. The driver of the truck is hurt and in critical condition. We wish him well. But 2 people actually had, they took phone footage. Everybody does now when anything
impressive.
Anything like this happens.
I think I saw some of this.
And it is a pretty remarkable thing. But the problem, the thing that is cool about this is there was fire before the explosion. So they were rolling for the explosion. And a lot of times I know you hate when you hear narration over a news event,
right?
Like when someone tapes the television.
Exactly.
I don't mind it here. Let's go to the first explosion witness tape in Rosedale, Maryland yesterday.
Whatever that is, it's torture. God, that is crazy. And smoke cloud. What the is that, y'all? Imagine a getting burnt like that. I don't know.
Ask him what's that down there on fire.
Back up. Oh my God. Oh. Hey yo. Damn, roll the window. Shut the sunroof. Damn. I had a feeling something was gonna blow. Damn.
You felt the impact of that?
What? Did you feel it? Boy, I felt it.
I can't wait for the auto-tune of that. Damn.
I really feel like I was there.
But wait, the better one, this is a better one for the actual capture of the explosion sound.
Okay.
You'll hear some of the same background talking because it was actually filmed from the same street.
You can feel the heat from that already.
I mean, something like that could level something.
That's what I said, whatever's on that train.
I don't know if it's a train or...
But they said the train derailed and ran into that building.
Don't the O's
play
play
tonight? Hotter too, so whatever it is going to go.
It's going to go.
Good go.
It's a train?
Yeah.
It's a train, yeah. Trains and automobiles.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Can you
Rob.
believe that?
Wow.
That is amazing audio. That is really, really scary. That second one is really scary.
Could you imagine if that happened like 2 miles from here?
Yeah, I mean,
what would you think?
Trains going through here all the time.
Yep.
I think about it actually sometimes when you're talking about the freight trains that go through, and you look at some of these tankers and read the chemicals that are on the side of them. Very, very scary.
All right, something that's even more disastrous than that, Mike. The man cannot stay out of work. There is a Russian television network called RT, and they've got themselves a new hire.
I would rather ask questions to people in positions of power instead of speaking on their behalf. And that's why you can find my show, Larry King Now, right here on RT. Question more.
It starts in July.
Sad, sad, and you knew it,
Of
right?
course.
You knew he wasn't just going to relax. And you know what? I have created an insurance policy against this.
Right?
I am going to get pure joy out of watching 3 of my kids grow up and develop their own lives. You know,
Your next child, Chance
Yes.
Armstrong
You
O'Mara.
don't, come on, Larry. You can't do it anymore. I
No,
mean,
he can't.
really. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to say that I won't do this into my 60s, okay?
Right.
I'm not going to do it into my 70s. I guarantee you I'm not going to do it into my 70s, okay? Here's a warning, all right? I am 53, soon to be 54 years old. I am saying this right now.
Okay,
if
then
I
you're
am
going to need to do the news segment, Oscar.
We all know why you won't do it into your 70s.
You're an ass. God, that's a mean thing to say, you bastard. Just because I said I did something before diapers.
You may not be around.
That's funny. Thank you, Oscar. Thanks for having the punctuation.
Oh, now I get it.
It really hurts my feelings.
But
stop.
when in this promo, they show Larry from behind, which is so
Oh, come on. You know I'm rooting for you.
I know you are.
Rooting.
No, you're rooting against him.
No, I'm not.
You'd
You
like
want
to
him
see
to
me.
drink tonight?
No, I said he's got till Friday. I got $50 on that. We'll see what happens.
You're going to lose that bet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so,
Labor Day, Mike.
No, but Larry, come on, man. Larry's got that thing where the mouth doesn't work anymore.
Well, he's had that for 15 years.
I know, so stop. Don't do it anymore.
And that narcolepsy.
Oh, it's terrible.
When you see him from behind.
So sad.
Stop it, Oscar.
I just want to sit in a chair. I want to sit in a chair and watch golfers go by. I won't even be playing.
Larry from behind now looks like the logo for Andy's Mints because he's just got 2 points for his shoulders. It's horrifying. I haven't handed out a parenting award in a while, but a tip of the Mike O'Mara cap to the Pennsylvania parent who thought, and you know what I say when I say Pennsylvania? I say cousin.
Cousins.
They had a dog in a crate in the back of their pickup truck. The crate was strapped in, and they thought it would be safest to let their child ride with the dog. Let us go now to the parents.
She wanted to be with her dog.
She hasn't seen her dog in 3 days.
Stop
She
it right
plays
there.
with them in-
Stop right there. Okay, young parents out there, people that want to be parents. Okay, here's the first rule. She might want to do something,
right?
But she doesn't know what's best for her.
Yeah,
that's why you're a parent, idiot.
Yep.
Thank you. Keep going.
Let's from the top, please.
She wanted to be with her dog.
She hasn't seen her dog in 3 days.
She plays with them in here all the time.
We wanted to
They're
smoke our
strapped
cigarettes.
in. I just didn't think it would be an issue.
I don't want the dog to suffer. I don't want that's like animal cruelty to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The dog crying like that. I put 2 ratchet straps in there like a seatbelt. There were 2 ratchet straps holding the cage down. I would never hurt my dog. No, never go in the back of a truck again.
Never hurt the dog.
What happened?
Well, they were arrested.
Because the kid was just sitting back there.
The kid is fine, but that doesn't protect them from stupidity.
Yeah, say we wanted to make sure we had our cigarettes.
You never rode in the back of a pickup?
I've ridden in the back of a pickup.
I have too, but it's a different time now. It's not 20 years ago.
This is how foreign I was for a while, like fresh off the boat.
For a while, Mike.
So my Dio Jaime, he had like the Toyota pickup with the big wheels.
That's Uncle Harvey.
And all the lights on top. Like he was going off-roading, but he was just going to the supermercado on the weekends. So
Supermercado. That's the store, Mike.
Or Mercado Latino.
I know, I
should
speak
say.
Spanish. I'm helping out the listener.
We used to jump in that thing, and I'm talking about 12 cousins deep. And if you
How many offers did you get for work?
And we used to think it was normal.
Sure.
Meanwhile, people were probably just driving in back of us being like, please assimilate.
It's true. I will tell you that around our fair city of the Zit, Manassas, Virginia.
See a lot of it?
Oh, I've seen a lot of people in the back of pickup trucks.
Yeah, you think it's not so great.
It's on regular motor transportation.
They might have left you alone if they thought you were taking you back.
It's a border control in the back.
A tremendous misstep, I feel, from Obama yesterday when he was addressing the people of Moore, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Got the name of the city wrong.
We're going to be there for the folks in Monroe, Oklahoma after the devastation of last week.
And, of course, the people of New Jersey cheer it because they're not following it either.
Okay.
But, you know, that's a little Joe Biden.
God, I knew that. I think the casual news viewer knows that.
Yeah. And we close. This is not a current tape. I think the fact that it's Johnny Carson will cue you to that. But I didn't know that Johnny Carson ever made jokes at the expense of a former coworker, Mike. Did you ever know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I think you'll enjoy this.
Here's another nightly feature we are thinking of inaugurating called Where Are They Now? You know, people wonder what happened to famous people. I know you're all wondering what happened to G. Gordon Liddy. Remember G. Gordon Liddy? He's one of the many people who went to prison because of Watergate. And you might like to know that G. Gordon Liddy is out of prison. He's doing well. And in fact, at this very moment, he is standing at the Jack in the Box, refusing to tell the clown anything.
I love that. And that is your audio vault, Mike.
Thank you very much, Rob. That's good stuff.
You don't have to say that.
Taxman is confusing you. 11,000 taxing jurisdictions. Avalara can help you negotiate it, and you got to get involved with them if you need to work on your business. If you work for a business that sells products or services, tax laws are nightmarish. Avalara can help you. Talk to the experts at Avalara today. It's easy, it makes sense, and you can get started right now at salestaxrescue.com or 800-256-3139. That's it. We got to get out of here. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Now that the show's over, don't forget to sign up for your free trial of Personal Capital right now. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS. Again, click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS.